All right. Episode 1, the Enlisted Real Estate Podcast. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Richie?
Hey, I'm excited to do this. I can't believe we actually found some time and
It's
put
hard
it together.
Absolutely, I know it's hard to carve it out, in the morning and, getting up first thing on the couple hours we have, before we start work on a Sunday. But hey, if you don't put something in, you didn't get nothing out, right?
I just don't know two knuckleheads like us are going to talk about. But we're going to try to talk about all things real estate. Hopefully we can help some people. We're both in new construction.
Yep.
So hopefully we can help some realtors sell more new homes. Hopefully help some new home counselors sell some homes. And then anybody in the public who's just looking to buy a house or get into it, give them some insight and advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's get started with you, Brian. How'd you get into this?
So I got into this, so my background is military, and I was contracting and started getting my license while I was overseas. And, just in case, I come back and gives me something to do on the side. Well, I came back for good and started, where did I start? I started in timeshare because I got a phone call. Hey, you want to make a bunch of money? You'll make 6 figures in the first month. And I'm like, bro, sign me up, So yeah. I did timeshare for like the summer, and I was like, get me out of here.
Everybody in real estate starts in Orlando seems to start in timeshare.
Exactly.
I always have a buddy who's like, yeah, I'm working at whatever company. And we get in at 7, we're out at 1, and we make all this money. So
listen, the hours were pretty cool, right? Like it was early, your first thing in the morning. I mean, it's not even, sun isn't even, peaked yet. But dude, 1 o'clock would come around and I'm home. You know what I mean? Like that was cool. That was cool. It was a different, I learned a lot, and as far as sales go, which is cool, and like I worked for Orange Lake Resorts, and the training program that they had was from Westgate, right? So original old school Westgate sales and all that. But I learned a lot, that I was able to take over just into, future real estate and all of that. So we bought a new home when I was contracting. And I remember that experience being the first time home buyer, having no idea what in the world I was doing to buy a home. And so I carried that over, and I'm going to get into real estate. So I did general real estate, and then wanted to get into new construction. And, then I was able to meet Sir Richie over here, my first partner in the industry, and Dana. Can we say names? Are we throwing people's names out there? Throwing them under the bus? They might be like, I don't want to associate with that guy.
I know him. Dana will accept us. She hired me a couple times. So.
Oh, there you go. That's true. That's true. She obviously likes you.
Yeah, I kind of follow her around. Like a little puppy dog. Dana, I need a job. I got fired. I need help.
Yeah, exactly. How about you, Richie? I mean, what brought you into the business?
Same thing, man. We got both military, but I was a smart one. I went to the Air Force. I was a cop in the Air Force.
Yep, that's true.
Got out, and I stayed at a buddy of mine who did timeshare since we graduated high school. And he's like, hey, man, go get your license and come work with me. I'll get you a job. And he was very successful. So I was like, okay,
nice.
Right. Took the class, 8 days.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing, real estate license to get. 8-day class. And then started looking for a job, got one, sold timeshare for a little bit. I'm like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
That's not my type of sales.
Do you frontline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. So when I was going through, it took me a while to get a job because he's like, I'll get you a job. So at his resort, get there. I didn't get the job.
No.
I'm like, dude, what am I? I'm not very good at interviews, first of all. So then I finally get one at a resort, and I'm going through the training, and everybody in there had all this experience with me. I had no experience. And then my buddy, he was teaching me like the old school, like pencil pitch,
Oh, yeah.
So we go through the training, and everybody done with it. And the trainer keeps me after, and he's like, Richie, I want you to do like a presentation for me. I'm the only one that had to do it.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. So I started doing this pencil pitch, right? That I was taught. And trainer goes, this isn't for you. He let me go that day.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah. So then I actually did get in at another resort, and did it for like a year. I'm like, this
Yeah.
Dude, timeshare sales, frontline is hard.
It's hard.
And you make people cry.
Oh, man, I had many people cry at my table.
You have families arguing. Like the wife wants it. You get the wife to want it so bad, and the husband's like, I'm not buying this.
Yep.
And she's like, why don't you love me? And you're like, dude, you don't love your wife? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I know.
so
I know.
it's so bad. It's bad sales. Anyways.
Definitely interesting tactics of, pulling on some egos.
Yeah.
And, but you've got what, 90 minutes, in front of each other.
Yeah.
And you've got to write right now. Because if you walk out that door, there's no like come back. You don't come back and go, hey, is Brian here?
Yeah.
I want to talk to him. I'm ready to buy that thing. Like
I thought about it. I went home and slept on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. So you're going to go back through your tour again, and we're just going to plug you in with whoever's next, give you the real closer. So,
yeah. So then I was like, screw this. I had the GI Bill, so I went back to school.
Nice.
Went to UCF. And then right before I graduated, I got a job with, can I say the builder?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got a job with, I got a job with a new home builder. And I knew when I was in college, I wanted to get into new home sales. I had friends and Ginger had friends that did it, and they were super successful. Of course, they were doing it in like 2002 or 4 or, that time or 5, So, I knew I wanted, so I started applying, and I got in, and it wasn't the job I thought I was getting. I went in to do sales, and I got it was an assistant. So at this company, you have a sales manager, but the sales manager is just what we do. It's a new home counselor, and then you have an assistant in the community.
I would love an assistant in my community. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah. So I got the assistant job, which okay, at least I got my foot in the door,
Yep.
And it was a salary position. And then I got $650 for each sale.
Okay.
Right. But the homes in the community were about $1 million.
Yeah. Oh, listen, as soon as you said 650, I'm thinking, listen, even on a low end commission split, you know what I mean? Like, I know all builders are different, but even on a low end, that's like low.
Yeah. So I remember the first sale I got was the model home there. It was $1.2 million.
Oh, nice.
And I got $650. I'm like, what?
How'd that feel?
Oh, dude, I was so mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then the lady I worked with, she was awesome. So my first partner, Ramona Cruz, and we worked great together. And she's like, you need to be selling. You know what I mean? Right? So I was only there for like 4 months, and they actually let me go because they caught wind I was interviewing.
Yeah.
Dude, new home sales. The community is super small in Orlando.
Super small.
Like Orlando's so spread out, but the builder, everybody knows each other.
100%.
It's the same people, just different name tags, right?
Yes.
So
same timeshare's the same, like for those who are in timeshare, like that was when I was getting into I started with Orange Lake, like half of my class, they'd already done timeshare with like 3, 4, 5, 6 different other timeshare companies. And some of them have even worked for Orange Lake before. They just bounce around, like they do it. It's seasonal, right? You get the ups and downs. New homes, same thing. You know what I mean? Like the longer I'm here and in this business, like the more I think about how many people are it's just a big rotating, circle. So
the funny thing about it is that's what I always find it hilarious when like the realtors come around.
Yeah.
And then they try to pin us or against the other builder.
Oh, I know.
Like, oh, but they're giving me this.
But they're doing this. Yeah. And what they don't know is we're texting each other right now, going, hey,
what are you giving?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they caught wind that I was interviewing. So they let me go. And I was like, man, and it was hard. I went from, it probably took me maybe a year and a half to get back into it.
Oh, really? That long?
It took me a while because I needed a job, so I started selling suits.
Okay.
At a store, which is super easy, by the way, selling suits.
Really?
If you sell, when's the first time you sold anything?
I used to do telemarketing sales when I was in high school.
Okay.
And so after school was over, I went to actually I don't even think they're in business anymore. Sunterra Resorts.
Okay.
Literally went to a call center. 6 to 10, sit there, I'd pound the phones, and I did that until I ended up graduating, and they shipped me off because I'd already signed for the military. And that
was the first thing you sold, was doing telemarketing?
True sales. Yeah. True sales. I worked at like Quiznos, and I worked at, I did like an ice cream shop, and I worked at Publix, you know what I mean? Like going up, and I would work, and then I would quit for basketball season or sports or whatever. And, but true sales. Yeah. So
the first thing I ever sold, it was, I think it was in the 7th or 8th grade. And remember it was like, I went to a Catholic school, and they used to you used to sell stuff. Okay. Right. And you get a prize. It was for like fundraisers.
Yeah. Fundraiser stuff. Yeah.
So you would sell something and you get a fundraiser, and then you get a prize. Well, this prize I got one time was a Tootsie Roll bag full of Tootsie Rolls.
Nice.
Right. So we had a Cafe Gymatorium,
Okay.
for lunch.
Yeah.
And I don't eat Tootsie Rolls. I don't like Tootsie Rolls. They're gross.
Yeah.
So I was selling the Tootsie Rolls for like a nickel. And if you took the Tootsie Roll, you can put the nickel in the bank.
Okay.
Right. So I sold all my Tootsie Rolls. And I come home and I got my Tootsie Roll bank full of nickels.
Yeah.
And it was right around Halloween. So we had a bag of candy. So I took the candy from the house and I go back to school the next day. And I sat. So you'd have the lunchroom, right? So you have the food line.
Yeah.
And you had all the chairs or all the tables going this way. And then you'd have to walk past everybody, right?
Okay.
So I sat where everybody walked back.
Fair enough.
Right?
Good traffic.
And and there's no debit cards in 1993.
Yep.
So, or maybe there was. I don't know.
I don't know.
But everybody used cash. There's no everybody had to pay cash.
Yeah.
Your parents would give you the money to go to school.
Of course.
So I took the Halloween candy and I would sit there and everybody had all this change. I'm like, you want to buy a Snickers for a dime?
Yeah.
So anybody had change, of course they're going to buy the candy.
Yeah.
So I come home and I got all this money. All my candy's gone. I show my dad. My dad goes, hold on. He goes to the store and buys like 2 more Halloween bags. He was taking them to school. Dude, I did it for like a week and then the teacher shut it down.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I remember that. Like in school, had people showing up with these boxes of like all kinds of candy bars and selling them for $1. And
Yeah.
It's not a bad. It's a good way to start. You think about like how many people started with a lemonade stand. You know what I mean?
It's to get you to be able to like talk to people and
yeah.
approach somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the hardest thing for a lot of people.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
So, so I sold suits, and then I got a job doing, like a marketing for a realtor.
Okay.
It was like kind of like an assistant for the realtor.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get out of that suit sales. It was because that was boring. Retail's hard.
Really?
The hours.
It was easy.
Well, it is easy, but the hours. I mean, like I was there during the holidays.
Okay. There's not much has changed now.
I know,
I'm pretty sure we still
bad.
work the holidays.
Yeah, but it's not like I was. One year was like they were doing the doorbusters the night of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So you had to go there at
yeah.
10 o'clock at night, and you're working till it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever the shift was.
Oh, nice.
So, but then I was working for the guy, and then I got a call. I was interviewing still for new homes. I was trying to get in, interviewed every builder pretty much possible, and kept getting denied because I'm bad at interviews, man.
Yeah.
Interviews is hard.
I've heard some stories. You've told me some stories about your interviews, and when people say that they're bad at interviews, and I'm always thinking I love interviews. Like they don't bother me. Like I don't. That's the easiest thing to sell is myself, right? And that's what I'm doing in an interview.
Yeah,
I love them. I didn't think anybody could be that bad.
Oh,
but
it's bad because I didn't know. I was new. I didn't know what to say. I'm just trying to give answers I think people want to hear.
Yeah.
And I think I'm very different when it's like formal. And you're trying to like role playing and stuff versus the real world. Because
I hate role playing.
Yeah.
It's because it is. I'm so unscripted. There's a flow to it, and I'm gonna read your body language and all that type of stuff. That's how I respond. Yeah. So I do agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. The best worst interview was when the guy I was interviewing with 2 guys at the same time. There was 2 people interviewing me.
Right.
And they actually stopped it halfway through. And they're like, Richie, do you want to start over? This isn't going so well. So yeah, I didn't get that job either. But finally, it took me 2 where we met at Beezer, where we met. Finally got into there. It took me 2 tries. First time they said no. The second time he finally said yes.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And then
so Beezer was your first true sales associate or sales consultant or whatever they call it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then you get thrown into it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. How was your start? I'm thinking about how I started at Beezer, right? And the situation. What was yours like?
At Beezer?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So for example, right? So when I started at Beezer, I showed up at the corporate office. They had me do this 10-minute class on a computer. I signed like 3 documents, and then they were like, why don't you just go to a community called Orchard Hills?
Oh. And
you're going to meet with this lady, Dana. She'll be waiting for you. And I was like, okay, Yeah. So I get in my car after driving all the way out to Altamont and drive all the way back damn near home because I live 10 minutes from Orchard Hills. So I get there. She's busy. So I'm just like literally just like, all right, what do I do? She had somebody in her office. So she finishes up and she's like, hey, so this is Orchard Hills. You're going to sell. It's me and Richie here. And it's like, okay, like, what do I do?
Yeah. So
it's, I'm not a fan of having, 3, 4 people, in one.
Oh, no.
I mean, like you've got to have some heavy traffic, but there's too often, like you see some of those communities and they don't have that kind of heavy traffic, but yet they're loaded with the agents. Like that creates a very, it's a tough environment,
Yeah,
but
you can't overstaff it.
Yeah.
There's not enough for everybody.
Well, I felt bad being in Orchard Hills because it was the 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
And there definitely was not enough traffic for 3 people, not to truly sustain.
Yeah.
Now, Dane obviously became the manager and started yelling at us on a daily basis as a manager, not just as a peer. Yeah. So there's yelling at us as a peer, and then there's yelling at us as a manager, which all were justified yelling. Yeah. So nothing there. But it was different, just trying to come in and I felt like I was taking food out of your pockets, but hey, sorry, I got to eat too, though.
Yeah, everybody does it. Yeah. When I got there, because they kept moving me. So when I started there was actually training. Like you didn't go anywhere really, but there was more of us. It wasn't just one person that started at one time. And then, but they do send you out to communities just to kind of shadow or follow or ask questions.
Okay.
And then I finally got out to the first community I ever went to was actually I'm in now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of like a full circle. So they sent me out there and there's already 2 people working there. Yep. So I'm the 3rd person.
Yep. Same
way. And I felt bad because there was one lady there who was with the company for I think 8 years, who's awesome.
Yeah.
This lady can sell. And the other one was new. And I think she had been there for 2 months and she hadn't sold anything yet. And then here I come. And it was literally, I think it took me the 2nd day.
Oh, it took you 2 days?
It took me 2 days.
Okay. That's unlike you, but it's all right.
I think it took about 2 days and I finally got my first sale and I felt bad for her, but I was happy for me,
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then they kind of went down to 2 for a little bit. And then I was there for a month and then they moved me. So that's hard because I was there for 1 month. I sold 4 houses, and then they moved me.
Oh, nice.
To another community in Windermere with 2 other people where there was not enough traffic for 3 people. There was enough traffic for 1 person.
Really? And
then there's 3 of us, and then you just sit there and you rot.
Oh, I know.
And it's tough.
Yeah. So. I mean, they tell you to generate, but it's hard to generate, generating traffic, which I'm sure will be a topic we'll talk about a little bit more in depth, but it's doable to generate traffic. But it's a hard thing to do, especially nowadays. Everything is internet based, right? If you don't have your, main office doing all this internet marketing and stuff that's what's generating most of your traffic. As much as I remember being told, oh, you don't have traffic, just go generate it.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go turn the on button on. Flip the switch here. So.
Yeah, like, is that your whole marketing department who's getting paid to do this?
Exactly, but yeah, I'm the one.
Isn't generating the traffic, but the one guy is sitting out there.
Exactly,
but it's going to do more than that. But you're not allowed to do anything really that's not approved.
Yes,
so you have to run it by us.
Yep. Got to run it by us. Can't say a whole lot. But don't leave the model either, because obviously you need somebody there to handle any homeowners or customers already under contract or future customers, right?
Yeah.
So. That was my favorite. I still love it. I know.
So, yeah.
Cool. As far as, this kind of being an intro, first episode and kind of being an intro to it, just figured I'd talk about some of the topics, right? So, I think you kind of mentioned it, but we'll talk about sales strategies. I think, elaborating on marketing, there are things that we can do for sure to market.
We're doing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good one. Realtor relationships are huge. It's on that topic. It baffles me to list the way some people treat a don't get me wrong. There's some realtors that are assholes. I'm trying to think not to say that word, but they are, right. So those you have
your ones that are really good.
Yep.
And know what they're doing, and then you have the ones that just don't have a clue but think they do.
Exactly.
And my favorite ones are the ones who don't have a clue and tell you they don't, and then you get to help them.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Because that makes everything easier. But
I know. I totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree. But they're a big part of our business. You know what I mean? And if you don't take care of them, they're not going to take care of you.
Yeah.
But that's a double-edged sword, right? So that's something we'll talk. I would definitely think we'll talk about, right? Is when somebody comes in and you got 3-4 people in a community, even 2 people in a community, right? New home sales, there's an up system, right? Or a leads take. So you'll have one, then I'll have one, and it goes back and forth. So, hey, you take care of me, I'll make sure I take care of you. If, your customers are coming, I'm not going to kick you off a deal, because half the times, the way it's written, it can be done, right? Like that's how they, there's certain builders I've heard, you hear the horror stories on an agent's working with a customer, and somehow all of a sudden they're not working, quote unquote, not working with a customer, and they're getting cut out of a deal somehow, and you hear that, that's mind boggling, but, it's written into the, how this works, the fine print stuff. So
I think we do a community review here at this company once a month, which is pretty cool. We actually go and talk in front of the whole executive team.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things on there is the realtor business, like how much the percentage of realtor business that you get.
Yeah.
And in my community, I think it's like 77%.
77. That's
come from a
huge.
realtor.
Yeah.
So,
and that's pretty consistent.
You got to take care of them, and you got to have a good relationship.
Yeah. And that's pretty consistent with just real estate home purchases in general here in Central Florida. Like, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the number, but it was in the 80% range that all homes transactions were done with a real estate agent. You know what I mean? Like that's big. Yeah. So the number of people that walk in and are like, yeah, hey, I'm not using an agent. Everybody knows a realtor, like my cousins and my cousins' cousins and my moms and my dads, everybody's a realtor, right? So yeah, I mean, the chances of somebody using a real estate agent, it's pretty high. Yeah. So, but I don't know.
Well, you want to call this one?
Yep.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Look forward to many more
in the books.
If you guys have any ideas, topics you want to talk about, let us know. We'd be happy to.
Yep.
Absolutely. Give you what we think.
Yeah. Share it with friends. Spread this word. Get it out there. Otherwise, if it's just the 3 of us, it doesn't go very far.
Yeah.
And I say the 3 of us, I mean like you, Richie,
and
me,
the one person listening.
And the one person listening. Yeah, exactly.
My wife.
I was going to say, maybe there's 2. No,
my mom.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife would listen to this. She's going to be like, you're crazy. So cool.
All right, man. Good job.
All right. Till next time.
Bye, guys.